and continue to live with the painful impact of drunk and drugged driving. I'm one of them. Here's my story. Preparing for Thanksgiving is always an overwhelming task. Our home buzzes with the 16 people closest to me, 6 nieces and nephews, 3 sisters, 3 husbands, 2 grandparents, 2 children. No partridges and no pear trees. In 2022, overwhelming turned excruciating. It was the year we would face an empty place at our holiday table. It was the first time that all of my family would not be together. It was the first time that many of my people had to walk back into the house with a gaping hole. It was the first Thanksgiving after my 17-year-old son, Dominic, was killed by a drunk driver. Dominic was so smart. He hated studying but loved school because friends. He was a clown in all his group Snapchats. He was an Xbox hero. He loved to school his friends in Call of Duty, and then they'd all laugh hysterically about it. He was wicked good at soccer. He would dominate to get the ball, any ball. He knew the field like it was his own backyard. He could size up every player and know exactly how to play the ball. If a game was tied with 3 minutes left, Dominic was the one who wanted to have the ball. His coaches said opponents moved out of the way when Diesel was on a mission. A competitor in every sense of the word, not just in soccer, but in basketball, Xbox, even pickleball and grass volleyball. If he wanted to win, he won. On July 28th, 2022, Dominic walked out our front door for one of the last free nights of his summer. He told me he loved me, and when I asked what he was going to do that night, he told me he'd let me know after he met up with his friends. I always wondered why they don't do anything anymore. He texted a little after 6 p.m. and said they were eating dinner and would let me know as soon as he knew what was going on. At 7:09, he got in a car with someone who wasn't in his normal friend group. At 7:13, that kid ran a red light. His car was slammed by a FedEx truck. The white Nissan Rogue spun out of control. When it came to rest, the driver and the front seat passenger walked away with minimal physical injuries, but they turned to the back seat to see their friends didn't fare well. 2 of them were able to fight for their lives, beat all the odds, and survive today with chronic physical injuries as well as massive mental and emotional challenges about the crash. Their 3rd friend was Dominic. He was taken to the hospital where he fought for 5 hours, but his internal organs were too damaged to survive. In his memory, we started a foundation. At first, it was to honor athletes with his grit, humility, leadership, and dominating spirit. Thanks to the help of our community, which includes many incredible people at MAD, Do It for Dominic D has grown into so much more. We've become an organization that educates and supports teens and young adults, helping them make healthy choices over dangerous decisions through engaging in athletic and educational programs, creating awareness, strengthening both the individuals and the communities in which they live. We keep the message, your DD will get you home. That was a big light bulb when I realized that his initials were Dominic DePalma. It means a lot within his community because all of his friends know what DD means. As we branch beyond Broomfield and the soccer communities, DD rings very true. We keep that message on their cars, water bottles, Chromebooks, wrists, and magnets, free for all who will wear them. Sorry. During prom, graduation, and homecoming seasons, we've shared the message, it can't happen to me, to over 1,000 high school students, sharing MAD's messages about drinking, driving, drugs, and the dangers of combining them, teaching kids not to get in a car with someone who has had even one drink, and even how to lie to get out of dangerous situations, how to have fun without alcohol, and how to show parents how to get a teen Uber account. We reach communities of all ages with What Is It? A message that plants seeds in the brains of kids too young to drive, reminds drivers that it only takes one instant for everything to change, shocks kids 18 to 21 with truths about how adults model dangerous behaviors, challenges adults to look at their own actions to determine if they are keeping kids safe with their rules and boundaries, and if not, what would it look like for them to hold higher standards, both for themselves and for their kids. What Is It is the way we honor victims of impaired driving by pledging to take actions, no matter how small, to make our streets safer. There is something each and every one of us can do. We can make a difference. In my own circle, I have noticed More people making plans to get home before they start out for the night. I've seen people find courage to take away key fobs from friends who have had too much to drink. And I've seen them call Ubers. I've heard their children insist on driving their parents home from an innocent happy hour, even when the parents swear they're not going to have too much to drink. I will never know if our actions prevent one single crash, but I know they can't hurt. But is it enough? My husband and I once took our family on an Alaskan cruise. While viewing majestic glaciers, we entered a channel that had no exit. The captain told us it takes some time to turn around a massive ship in a tight waters, and encouraged us to be patient while we take in the beautiful sights around us. Much like a giant ship in a tiny channel, changing the way an entire generation thinks about drugs and alcohol will take time. But I believe the lives we save are worth the effort. I have to do what I can do to make the high school years safer for my 13-year-old daughter, Eliana, and her friends, and Dominic's friends who now are in college. And it all starts here. Today I think about giving and gratitude. Back in 2022, 4 months after I lost Dominic, I vaguely remember walking through Costco, preparing for our family feast. After grabbing 2 tubs of yummy gravy, I saw this shirt. Thankful, I thought. Maybe if I wore the shirt, I would find gratitude. I didn't. For 3 Thanksgivings, I have tried, unsuccessfully, to wear this shirt for Thanksgiving. I wear it today, for the first time. I always thought I understood gratitude before. Experts tell you that the more you have gratitude in the little things around you, the more little wonderful things will be attracted to you for you to be grateful for. Easier said than done, right? When I was asked to be here today, I responded enthusiastically, of course, I'd love to help. When I started to think about how I would add to an already amazing event, its theme continued to play in the movie of my mind. Giving and gratitude. Giving and gratitude. Giving and gratitude. How? How can we have gratitude? Where do we find it? How can we be grateful? When you go through the devastating loss that so many of us have in this room, gratitude seems hard to process, difficult to achieve. It's elusive. How can we be grateful when we hurt so badly? Preparing for this moment today, I had an idea. Like the Grinch singing voices above Whoville early on Christmas morning, I had a wonderful, awful idea. What if gratitude is not a destination, but instead a journey? Recently, I have started to try to feel grateful in the small things. I'm grateful for all of the amazing humans who have surrounded me and my family with every imaginable form of love, tangible and intangible. I'm grateful for my daughter and my husband who both bravely walk forward in the new world without Dominic. I'm grateful for Do It for Dominic D, whose mission grows with every meeting, whose scholarship recipients have won tournaments, overcome their own losses, illnesses, and injuries, and have demonstrated Dominic's character by committing to the colleges where they will continue in their soccer journeys, whose volunteers give countless hours to create experiences that honor Dominic's birthday, the day we lost him, and every day in between. I'm grateful to MAD for the countless ways they honor and support victims like me. Walk Like MAD reminds me that Dominic's community still remembers him year after year. The Candlelight Vigil gives us a chance to honor these amazing humans we have lost and to gather in their names. MAD victim advocates offered constant, reliable support and wisdom as we stumbled through the unimaginable legal system. MAD fights for the rest of us by influencing our lawmakers to pass legislation like the very important HALT Act to make our streets safer, lowering the chances of this happening to other families we know and love. Finally, I'm grateful to Jocelyn, Rebecca, Jeff, and all the staff who have been so kind, accepting, relentless in their willingness to help with anything and everything, even as we asked a million questions while setting up our foundation. Dominic, Learning to live without you is not a destination. It's a journey, and I will continue to try to find reasons to be grateful, no matter how small. As you mourn your loved ones, I hope this helps you too find gratitude in your own grief. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. We're grateful that you've taken a long lunch break on snowy and icy roads to spend part of your day with us. We absolutely appreciate your commitment to MAD Colorado and to helping to serve victims of impaired crashes and save lives. I also want to thank the Cube Central Park MCA. This is a beautiful event space. Thank you for hosting us in this space today, and the staff of Vita Eats Catering for the delicious menu. I know many people were visiting the dessert tree, and that's so dessert wall. That's so cool. I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors for this morning's event. Should we lighten it up a little bit? Yes, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors. First of all, Uber, today's co-presenting sponsor. Zavaro, Colorado State Patrol, LifeLock Technologies, Lifesaver, Ross Investigators, and MAD Colorado's statewide sponsor and today's co-presenting sponsor, the law firm of Backus and Schenker, who is here through seems to be here through everything. Thanks to our sponsors, we are able to provide this morning's event at no charge. Additionally, their support means that 100% of your donations made today will go directly to helping MAD provide victim services across the state to people like me. Please help me show our appreciation to our sponsors.